Beginning of day 12. Another hot, sticky night. But nice and quiet. Nice. Actually slept pretty well. So it's about 6:45 in the morning. I'm headed to the Barber Motorsports Museum in northern Alabama. Got about a 4-hour ride ahead of me. But I'm getting a good start at 7 o'clock, so should be up there hopefully by noontime, if not earlier. It's warm and sultry. I got trash on the top of my bike I gotta get rid of. I'm not sure whether they have dumpsters in these national forests or not. But otherwise it's gonna sit back there until I find a gas station or something to dump it at. Alright, ready to go. A little over 4.5 hours to Barber Sports, so it's gonna be a little bit of a ride, but I'm getting a good early start to it. Nice quiet campground. For $4 a night, it's kind of hard to beat. Never did see any alligators. Guess that's a good thing. So goodbye to Conica National Forest, Open Pond Recreation Area. U.S. Department of Agriculture. We're on our way. 218 miles. I'm staying off the interstate. 4 hours and 20 minutes it's predicting. 7:12. I'm heading north on 137. And the humidity's got to be near 100% with this fog. So it's 71 degrees, 70 degrees. It's got to feel like 80, which is crazy for this time of the morning. Sure enough, 10-15 minutes later, and that sun has done its duty. It's burned up all the fog. It's nice and clear out. The skies look pretty clear. The roads aren't terribly challenging or interesting, although they're pretty, I guess. But there is very little traffic, so I'm making pretty good time as I make my way north. I stopped and dressed my chain and filled up with fuel. I still have 76 miles to go. It's been a nice ride today, no complaints. Columbiana, I think is the name of the town. Nice little town. This has been a very pleasant road indeed. Some curves and good speed. A little bit of traffic, but not much. And the flowers and the plants are just absolutely delightful down here in Alabama. This road is so fragrant. Really hard to describe, but it really adds to the experience. Sitting back here on a huge tract of land. Very cool. Should be fun. Oh, and we got our own parking space. Isn't that nice? This museum has over 1,000 bikes on display, 1,050 and like another 900 in storage. 1931 Moto Guzzi 2VT. Now they have the hand shifters. This is a 2004 MTT
Made in the U.S. 320 horsepower, but it only has a displacement of 246 cc. It's a 2-speed transmission with a turbo shaft on it. And you might ask, what's the top speed of this? Top speed is 227 miles per hour. 1924 Moto Guzzi Normale. How about this bike for sheer pizzazz? 99 Suzuki Hayabusa, 195 miles an hour top speed. This is the largest motorcycle museum in the world, by the way. 1966 Harley Davidson Sportster. Still a good looking bike. These bikes are in absolutely pristine condition. 2001 Harley Davidson Road King. I didn't know they made such a thing. It's a 1976 Kawasaki 850. It's 5 cylinders. Get that. That's just crazy. Look how far they stick out on the sides. I've seen the 4s. I've never seen a 5 before. Not to be outdone, but it's an 8-cylinder Kawasaki 1600, 1974. But at least they tuck the cylinders in. So it looks a little bit more like a quote-unquote normal motorcycle. For you Buell aficionados, there's a whole line of them here. What a museum. A 1974 Hercules that has a single Wankel rotary engine in it. I don't know how visible they are, but there's a whole line of outboard motors hanging from that beam. Must be hundreds of them. This is made for the Navy, U.S. Navy, by Harley Davidson, 1944. Of the 18,000 motorcycles that Harley built for the military, only 366 machines were this model. The storage box, where's that over here? You carry 350 rounds of .45 caliber ammunition. Czechoslovakian bike, built 1925, sidecar, carry 3 people. This is a Triumph 1938 Speed Twin, had parallel twin cylinders. Became apparently a very popular bike at the time. So much so that Triumph discontinued their single cylinder models. Build these. Italian 1956 Bria Corsa, single cylinder, 247 cc. The venerable gold wing. 1976 Honda 999 cc, 4-cylinder. This is the unusual Yamaha Nikon 2019 with the double front end suspension. I'd like to ride one of these. Pretty cool to ride. 1966 BMW R60 with a sidecar. .38 BMW R51. It's a California Highway Patrol bike, a chip bike. 1997 BMW R1100 RTP. 90 bhp. Top speed is 125, weighs 622 pounds. 1932 Indian 4 Model 403, 1265 cc, 455 pounds, 75 miles per hour top speed. Jefferson County Sheriff, 2003 Honda Gold Wing. That's a heck of a bike, huh? Radio up here. This place is so crazy big. And each of the displays has the placard on it you can read, so you could literally spend several days here just reading the placards and looking at the machines. It's very well laid out. This is a brand new Norton Commando 850. 1975. It has 0 miles on the odometer. So that was the 5th floor. Now we're moving down to the 4th floor. So the 4th floor has 1900 to 1930 and some post-World War II road racing exhibit. 1894 Hildebrand and Wolfmueller, made in Germany. 1500 cc, but it has only 2.5 bhp. That's cool. Even older, 1867, a Roper steam velocipede, made in the United States. Could do a top speed of about 40 miles per hour. It's a steam cylinder, and then the piston, which pushed the rear wheel. Steffi, 1902, 250 cc. Cork hand grips. How's this for an unusual looking motorcycle? From England, 1926 Narracar Model B, 246 cc, top speed 35 miles per hour. What an interesting looking vehicle. A 1911 Excelsior, made in the United States, 4 horsepower, 30 cubic inch engine, weighed 175 pounds, top speed not too bad, 45 miles per hour. It sold for $185. This is a Sears model, 1910, 4 bhp, 320 cc, 175 pounds, 45 miles per hour. It's shipped to your house for $169. And you can spend an extra $10 to get spring forks as an option. This is a 1916 Indian, 221 cc, 3-speed transmission, cost $150. So get this is a Harley Davidson 1920 Sport Twin, 6 horsepower, 65 miles per hour, but it costs more than a Model T did at the time. So needless to say, it did not sell well. 1930 Indian Scout 101. Still a good looking motorcycle. 1927 Ford Model T truck. She's in really good shape. 1916 Harley Davidson Model 16J, 11 bhp, 320 pounds, 85 miles per hour. We wanted to try a sidecar. This is a 1929 Harley Davidson, shipped to Australia, sell biscuits. And it's in such great shape. It's a 1915 Harley Davidson Speed Roadster, maybe the only one in existence. This is a display for the board track racers, when board track racing was popular. This is a Henderson 1914 Model B, 7 bhp, weighs 310 pounds. It was the largest and fastest machine at the time, setting many records, including being the first motorcycle to circle the world, and was favored by many police departments. For the Indian fans, 1914, 1922 Indian Scout right here. 1924 Indian Big Chief. This is a post-World War II racing exhibit. Morton's, Yamaha, Harley Davidson, Kawasaki 1972. Between the colors and the styles and the speed, I mean, how cool is that? It's funny, there are guys from all over the world here that are motorcycle guys. There's some Germans. I just passed an English guy. So I think people fly into Birmingham in order to be able to visit this museum, which I guess doesn't surprise me given the depth of motorcycle history that's here. So we're moving down to the There's a track of floors here, 3rd floor. And this is 1960 to current. So here we go. It's a 1966 Harley-Davidson FLH, a shovel head. This California bike has appeared on various TV shows, including America's Most Wanted, Uncommon Ground, and Strong Medicine. The BSA has classic looks. 1962 B34 Gold Star, 98.5 miles per hour. Top speed weighs 385. 1962 BSA Rocket Gold Star. It's a twin, which makes it very unusual. Only 1,800 RGSs were built, making them rarer than the Gold Star single. This is a classic motorcycle, 1961 Triumph TR5 out of Great Britain, 490cc, 336 pounds, 95 miles per hour. And for those of you that are into drag racing, there's some drag racing bikes here. Crazy. Look at the seat on that thing. Hardly a seat there at all. I guess you're not on it for very long. This one doesn't have any cushioning either. Very fancy. Fancy paint schemes. Of course, we don't want to forget bikes that are made for the dirt. Whole line of Yamaha racing bikes. 1961, 1965. Right here in front is a 1967 Yamaha TD1-C. A Yamaha 2012 Super Tenere. I don't know how well this will be picked up on camera, but here's that long line of outboard motors. It's a 1979 Rumble Yamaha road race sidecar. These are crazy cool. And again, the sidecar hangs off on the turns. How cool is that? Here's another one.
The dude would be on there, and there'll be another guy on this. He lays over so you can go around the track.
The 2008 Victory Vision Tour weighs 804 pounds. But it is a gorgeous bike. This is a 2004 Honda Rune. So I always thought it was a very unique looking bike. 1982 Suzuki Katana 1000S GS. 140 miles top speed, 550 pounds. And of course, the venerable 1998 BMW R1100 GS. 535 pounds, 120 miles per hour, 1085 cc. The well-known Suzuki GSXR. One fast motorcycle, 2003, 175 miles per hour, top speed, 425 pounds of weight, 988 cc. On the Valkyrie. 1997, I was like that. This place is just chock full of motorcycles. Some Lotuses down there. Alright, away from motorcycles for a minute. 1978 Surtees F1. The car has sliding skirts with Teflon strips that rub the pavement to seal and suck the car to the ground. Small holes along the side are left over from that experimental modification. 1963 Lotus Indy car out of the UK. These are Lotuses from the mid-1950s. I guess I'm not the only one that came from Connecticut. Goes to show that this attracts moto enthusiasts from all over the world. Look at Europe, Africa, South America, and even the Far East. cool and relatively quiet in the museum. 1958 Chevrolet Bel Air Impala. My grandfather drove a Chevrolet Impala, and bigger wings on the back of it though, so maybe it predated this. I don't know. 2009 Triumph Monoville. 1946 Indian Chief. Gorgeous bike. Now that's unique. Two-person sidecar. 1948 Schwinn Hornet Whizzer. 125 miles per gallon, top speed 35 miles an hour, and you could bought it for $54.95 in 1948, shortly after World War II. 1943 Harley Davidson. The 1944 Harley Davidson WLA. 90,000 were built between 1939 and 1944, 60,000 going to the U.S. The sidecar combination is relatively rare, it says. There's a 1937 BMW R17, only 450 were produced. This is an extremely rare machine now, supposedly only one of 4 left in the world. Very stylish. Time to say goodbye to Barber Vintage Motorsports Museum. Any motorsport enthusiast, this is the place to go if you can get here. It is after 4 o'clock. I got about an hour and 15 minutes of riding, as well as I need to stop and get some food. So off we go. So I'm going mostly due east at this point for about an hour. That's 60 miles, where there's a state park that fortunately is open until, I think she said 9 o'clock tonight, so I can do walk-in there. And the ranger seemed to think that I would have a very good chance at getting a test site. So I'm kind of counting on that advice. A nice little ride here at the end. Just gotta stay within myself when I'm tired. This is Route 281 south. Man, and temperatures are really nice. Wow, what a great ride to end the day. I'm getting an elevation too. Maybe that's why it's chilling down a little bit. Definitely up in the mountains. Been gaining and losing elevation here. I don't know how big they are. I don't think they're very big, but first mountains I've been in a while. And there you have it, Chiaha State Park, highest point in Alabama. It's the temperature, 75 degrees now, so I've lost 10 degrees. I am in the primitive sites. Lower campground, which is separated from the main campground and all the activity. It does have water down here, pit toilets. I asked for a level site, and this is the one that she recommended. But it being up here on the side of a mountain, I didn't want to be struggling trying to park my bike overnight or sleep on a slant. So she seemed to think the site that she picked out for me is a nice big flat one. This site is designated as the CCC site. Alright. Please lock gate behind you. Alright, this is interesting. Civilian Conservation Corps used this area apparently when they were, I think, building the main camp. So this is a little different than what I'm used to. I see they must have a combination lock. Well, they do. Alright, so she gave me the combination. I was thinking it was going to be like an automated gate. So I gotta ride through and then lock up the gate behind me. Can't say I've ever seen a campground that has such high security for such a low serviced area, but maybe they have issues at night with people coming in here that aren't supposed to be in here, I guess. Okay, so 155. And she's saying I can give you a picnic table. That's pretty weird. Looks like there's water over there. That's one good thing. I've been in plenty of primitive sites, but at least they give you somewhere to sit down. I got to stand up for dinner. Oh well. I'm here, I'm not leaving.
6:24, I'm sitting on a log. Got my beer canister as my table, which I can also use as a seat, by the way. It's quite handy, although I've never used it as such. Got the ubiquitous banana. For those who have watched me before, you know that. Drinking milk, got a donut for dessert. Oops. And then I got some diet sweet brewed iced tea. I have no idea what that all tastes like without real sugar in it, but we'll see. And then a chef salad with some dressing on it, ranch jalapeno. All right, I'm starving, even though it's the end of the day and I don't really need this big a meal, but I'm gonna chow down anyways because I'm hungry. At dinner, sitting on a log. Haven't done that in a long time. Got my tent all set up and everything squared away. So ends day number 12.